Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, if it's happy. If not, I guess we could make it happy, right? How are you guys? This is Angela Marie, founder of FindingPurposeAndShine.com, transformation coach, and this is Angela Marie in the morning, streaming live Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning at 8 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm going to wait for some people to hop on and say good morning, and we're going to get started. If I sound nasally, it's because of the pollen. Good morning, Teresa. How are you? Pollen count is really high. I think it's the highest it's ever been since I've been alive. It's crazy. And of course, I'm allergic to pollen. So here we are. So much fun to deal with, right? So we'll wait for some people to hop on. If you guys can share it, whoever's on here, please share. Shadow banning at its finest. This is where we're at. So much fun. Let's see what I can do to share this on my page again. See what happens. See what happens. Good morning. Good morning. Anybody else want to hop on? That'd be great. We're going to talk about setting healthy boundaries, and that needs to be addressed, especially right now. Give me a minute here. Give me a minute, you guys. And there's more. Good morning, everyone. If you can see me and hear me okay, say good morning. Say good morning. Say good morning. Good morning, everyone. Okay, people are starting to see it. Awesome. Okay, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Jeremy. Giving it a little bit of time. Gotta love Facebook. You know, and if you're not on Facebook commenting on everybody's posts and literally spending your life on Facebook, that's another reason your algorithms go down. So I've backed off of Facebook because I'm setting a boundary. We're talking about health. I'm going to be talking about healthy boundaries this morning, especially right now when you have so much pressure going on with the masks and the vaccines and the arguing and the bickering and all of this stuff that we have going on in our society and the divide that's been happening. Healthy boundaries. This is one of the things that I actually coach my clients on is setting healthy boundaries. And in every area of your life. And if we don't, we can become really miserable. We can become, I don't know, kind of like just existing, if you will. And that's good. I just got the notification that I was live on YouTube. So yeah, we've got that would probably be why. How many of you didn't get the notification right away? Numbers are extremely low. Like this is super bad today. But I refuse to spend my life on Facebook. It's kind of where I'm at, right? So that is the problem. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, I'm just gonna get started and just share the replay and share into groups. And you guys, if you could help me share, that would be amazing. Because clearly people aren't getting notifications. All right. We're going to get started. I'm Angela Marie, transformation coach, founder of findyourpurposeandshine.com. And I also have been streaming this morning show since March of last year. Started it with Where Did All the Toilet Paper Go? And that's where we were. I was streaming live every Wednesday morning at 8:45. I now stream live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning at 8 a.m. And so today is not going to be a super long show. I'm going to cut it short today, but I've got a lot of things that I need to get accomplished today. So, all right. Good morning. Good morning, Alyssa. How are you? How are you? Okay. So, trying to pull this up. Okay. This is fun. I'm a mess this morning, right? Whatever you speak, you are. I know that's where I'm at right now, right? Morning. Okay. Anyway, I am a coach. Of course, I have this morning show, and we're going to get started. I'm just a little irritated right now, so please be a little bit patient with me. Good morning, Vanessa. Irritated at the fact that I love how, guys, let me know when you got the notification. Now there's more people popping on, and it's already 7 minutes and 33 seconds in. That's crazy. Crazy. And I refuse to spend my life on Facebook. Like, I'm not doing it to boost my algorithms. That's crazy. All right. Anyway, and here we are. All right. So we're going to talk about setting healthy boundaries. How many of you have had an issue with setting boundaries out there right now? Listen, I have had an issue in the past with setting boundaries. I mean, in the past, many years ago. But I feel like as a society, as a world, as a nation, we have gotten so complacent. We've gotten to a point where we just don't set boundaries with anyone at all. And it's really sad when you think about it, because that, like, we should be setting our boundaries with strangers, right? People that we don't know, people that are attacking, right? But most people, the reality is that most people don't know how. So I'm going to teach you how this morning. How do you set healthy boundaries? There's actually 10 ways to set healthy boundaries, to stick by them. And I'm going to talk about those this morning. Finally, the numbers are going up. Good morning, you guys. Goodness gracious. Glad you guys can make it this morning. I hope you guys had an incredible weekend. I actually made an announcement. I think it was Friday. I used to start I used to just do regular lives all the time. And in my coaching group, on my coaching business page, and on here, I would just go live and just randomly pop up and go live. And my motto was, "Hey guys, what's going on? Angela Marie, founder of Find Your Purpose and Shine." I need to get that motto back because it was so exciting and like kind of bam in your face. So I need to get back to that. I'm not sure really what happened. I think what happens is life kind of starts to weigh, on you and come at you in all different directions. And then you kind of feel like, meh, right? Do you guys ever wake up like, every day you're kind of like, I don't know about today. I don't know about life. I don't know what kind of where I'm coming or where I'm going, what's coming, where I'm going, whatever. Like, and you just kind of get that complacent feeling. Part of that is not setting healthy boundaries with the people in your life or with strangers in your life, right? So I'm gonna go over that, because boundaries are essential to healthy relationships. Boundaries are also essential for maintaining your healthy mind, okay? And or for making your mind healthy. And so the first thing that you need to do is name your limits. Name your limits. Okay, what are your limits? What are you willing to tolerate? What aren't you willing to tolerate? And let it be at that. Now, I'm not saying that you need to do this with every single person in your life. Okay, this is if you are constantly having toxic people in your life. You constantly have that toxicity in your life. I know, I've been there for 13 years, okay, of my life prior to actually, gosh, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. But I also have had attracted even some toxic people, even just recently in my life, right? Um, and the reality is you have to name your limits. You have to set good boundaries. Um, if you're unsure of where you stand, you want to identify your physical, emotional, and mental state. Okay, your spiritual limits. What does that look like? And identify on your own what that looks like. Oh, look at that. I just got a Facebook notification that I was live. That's funny. Um, and it's 11 minutes, almost 12 minutes in. Okay, you consider what you tolerate and what you accept. So again, name your limits and what does that look like? And you have to kind of look inside of yourself and what does that look like inside of you? Okay. Again, you want to do this with friends, family, strangers, whatever. I'm not saying that you have to do this with every single person. It's not how it works, friends. But if you're starting to notice certain things, you want to set that healthy boundary. And it doesn't have to be done in a nasty way. It doesn't have to be done in a mean way. Tune into your feelings. Okay. Even though feelings can be liars. Okay. Because that's the reality. Sometimes the way that we feel is just simply an illusion. All right. Good morning, Liz. How are you? Uh, it's just simply an illusion. So, but reality is you do have to stay in tune with your spiritual needs, kind of where you're at, right? Emotionally. But I'm not saying that you need to be way in tune with your feelings because again, feelings can lie, right? Sometimes we feel a certain way and it's not really reality. Because why? Because of miscommunication. And that's a fact. So be careful, be mindful, I should say, be mindful of the boundaries that you set with people when reality is it's a communication issue or a miscommunication issue. Okay. Um, let's see what else. The fourth one is I think I'm on number 4. Am I number 4? No, third. So number 3, be direct. Be direct. If you are wishy-washy and setting boundaries, okay, then you have no one else to blame but yourself in taking that personal responsibility. Okay. So be direct. With some people, maintaining healthy boundaries doesn't require a direct, clear cut dialogue. Okay. That's kind of how that works. But in other cases, you have to connect with their personality. You have to communicate with them in a way that is going to motivate them, okay, to want to honor your boundaries. Okay. Because if you don't understand personality types and you don't understand how to communicate with that particular personality, then it's not going to work. Good morning, Darlene. How are you? So in general, you need to make sure you are approaching people at how they speak with their language. Okay. And if you're not sure how to communicate with people in a way that motivates them to do things, or if you're in business and you're not sure how to do things to communicate with people in a way that motivates them to do business with you or whatever it is, okay, motivates them to right now, like here we're educating people on the masks don't work and the vaccine is not really a vaccine, things like that. I mean, there's so many different things that we could communicate with people and be direct with when we set healthy boundaries. But the reality is that we need to set those healthy boundaries. I cannot stress that enough. Please be direct. Again, being direct with not being mean, being direct with communicating with people in a way that motivates them inside of their personality. Listen, I know it's difficult. I fall short in this as well. Good morning, Dar. How are you? So glad you guys can make it this morning. And number 4, okay, there's 10 in setting healthy boundaries. We're on number 4. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. Do not have fear or guilt or self-doubt, or you're avoiding setting those healthy boundaries because of pitfalls coming down the line. Okay. And again, let me back up. This is when you set healthy boundaries with people, this doesn't mean with every person in your life. Okay. You don't have to get so caught up and so overwhelmed with, well, gosh, now I have to go through this laundry list of people to set healthy boundaries with. Some people, they just know it. They just know it because you connect in that way. Okay? And again, don't get confused with miscommunication over setting boundaries, healthy boundaries. Okay? There is a difference. There is a difference. Let's see. When again, you might fear another person's response to enforce those healthy boundaries, right? Boundaries aren't just a sign of a healthy relationship. They're a sign of self-respect. So give yourself permission to set those boundaries and work to preserve those boundaries. Okay. All right. Number 5, practice self-awareness. Boundaries are all about honing in on your feelings and honoring them. Again, feelings can be liars, though, so you must absolutely understand what the healthy feeling is and what the negative feeling is, and that illusion of what you're feeling. Because again, it's being more in tune with your own emotions and your own spirituality, and it also could be an issue with you because of the situation or situations that you're going through. So again, it's all about being mindful. All right, number 6, consider your past and present. Consider your past and present, which is kind of what I was going into. Okay? Because the reality is we all have a past. We all have things that come up along the way. We all have things that have hurt us in the past. We all have things that are bothering us or hurting us emotionally, even in our present time right now. Okay. So let's go back to, how were you raised? Okay. How were you raised along with your role in your home, along with your role with your family? That can become additional obstacles in setting and preserving boundaries. Okay. If you held the role of a caretaker, you learn to focus on others, letting yourself be drained emotionally and physically. Okay. Also think about the people that you surrounded yourself with in your past or your present. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Again, consider your past and your present, because again, you can't set healthy boundaries if you didn't take care of that past. You just can't. You have to take care of you inside of here and then set those boundaries with inside of yourself before you could ever set boundaries with other people. Okay, in a healthy manner, and to be able to communicate with people in a way that motivates them in their personality, not yours. Okay, because your personality is different than the people around you. Now, some of you may have the same personality. Some of you may overlap personalities. The reality is we all have a, say, primary and a secondary personality. And what do we operate in most of the time? But again, consider your past and your present. Beyond relationships, your environment might be unhealthy too, or your environment maybe was unhealthy in the past. So therefore, you have a hard time setting those healthy boundaries, right? For instance, maybe you work all day, 10, 11, 12 hours a day. Okay, that's unhealthy. That's actually an unhealthy relationship with your job, with your career. All right. So you have a hard time maintaining healthy boundaries with that. Why? Because you're chasing money all the time, because you're overwhelmed all the time with bills and debt and all of those things that come along with it. Okay. Again, that's an unhealthy relationship with your career or your job. Okay. All right. Number 7, make self-care a priority. How many of you don't take care of yourself? How many of you don't take time for self-care? How many of you don't take the right supplements or put the right food in your body? Right? We've all done it. We've all done it. And some of you are currently doing it. Right? Let's talk about building a healthy immune system with the right supplements that you're putting in your body, with the right foods that you're putting in your body. not this fast food crap all the time, right? I'm not talking about not supporting restaurants out there, by the way, because I do. I'm a big advocate on supporting small businesses and restaurants, okay? But these fast food places, like it needs to stop, right? Right? We have to stop. And when we do eat out, we have to be mindful of what we get when we eat out, right? Again, everything in moderation is okay. Anything in moderation is okay. Okay, so don't get me wrong. You can have a treat, you can have whatever, okay, whatever it is that you desire, like ice cream or cake or whatever. Okay, what I'm saying is your overall way of living. Okay, this is what you do the majority of the time, your overall way of living. Okay, because I really want people to understand that it's important that we understand it's anything in moderation is okay. Listen, if you drink too much water, it's toxic to your body. Did you guys know that? If you drink too much water, it is toxic. It's crazy when you think about it, right? Now, do we need water to survive? Do we need water to hydrate? Absolutely. I'm saying anything in moderation is okay. Anything that you do above and beyond is not. And that includes drinking tons of water because it can be toxic to your body, right? All right, so self-care. Self-care, this can be working out, this can be taking a nap, this can be go if you want to go and get a manicure, or pedicure, get your hair done, whatever. Okay, you want to go take a walk, listen to music, go spend time in nature. All right, go on hiking trails. Whatever it is that motivates you to take care of yourself, self-care. Okay, spending time reading a personal development book. Okay, whatever it is that makes you in here full. You cannot operate from a cup half full. You cannot. You cannot operate from a cup that's half full or half empty, sorry. You cannot operate listen, there's an analogy that goes, right? You're looking at a cup and you can look at it half full or half empty. But you cannot run your full capacity in here if you are not filling your cup every single day. You're going to run on empty. What happens when your car runs out of gas, your vehicle runs out of gas? It doesn't go anywhere, right? It goes nowhere. It dies. Well, that's what happens to our minds. That's what happens to our hearts. That's what happens when we run on empty. Okay? So if you are running on empty, it's not a good place to be. It causes a lot of friction. It causes a lot of damage to relationships and to yourself if you run on empty and you don't take care of yourself and you don't have a work-life family balance. Okay? And setting those healthy boundaries. And again, it all goes back to this is all interconnected. Okay? Setting healthy boundaries and being in a position where you are having that healthy balance in your life, work-life family balance. All right, number 8. I think I'm on number 8. Number 8, seek support. If you're having a hard time with boundaries, seek some support with whatever that looks like. That can be a group, a church group, a Bible study, coaching. Okay. Good, healthy friendships is another one. Okay. Good, healthy friendships. Are they growing personally? Are they growing in their mindset? Are they growing in with every area of their life? Are they growing or are they going backwards? Okay. And this is what you can practice healthy boundaries together and hold each other accountable. So that's another thing with the people in your life. If you're thinking, oh, well, I need to set healthy boundaries with so and so, well, maybe you need to set healthy boundaries together. That's also another thing. When I say seek support, that just simply means that you can actually set boundaries as a couple, boundary as with your kids, okay, and a parent. All right, that those relationships do need to have boundaries at some point, but you need to set those boundaries together and sit down and talk about, listen, this is what hurts me, this is what motivates me, and the other person share the same thing. You can do that too. There's a lot of things you could do that with your kids. How many of you need to set healthy boundaries with your kids? I've had to do that many on many occasions. is to set those healthy boundaries with my kids, right? And I had boundaries too, and they had to honor that. Why? Otherwise, they'll walk all over you and they become disrespectful. Okay. They can become crazy and bouncing all over the walls, right? And you've got to set those boundaries because that's not okay either, right? So if your life is out of control, 9 chances out of 10, your kids are going to be out of control. So you have to set the boundaries with them too. Doesn't matter if it hurts. Okay. It's going to hurt worse if you don't. It's going to hurt worse down the line if you don't. There's always consequences to your actions, right? All right. Number 9, be assertive. Be assertive in love. Okay. We know it's not enough to create boundaries. We actually have to follow through. Follow through. Even though we know intellectually that people aren't mind readers, right? People don't know. Now, you may be connected spiritually with people and you may think, gosh, we think the same thing all the time, or get out of my head. This is what we do. Sometimes when you're connected in the spirit, you can, but this doesn't happen all the time. Okay. And this doesn't happen on every single occasion. So you can't expect people to read your mind or know what you're thinking or know what you're doing, right? You always need to have open communication with them. Be respectful in that manner. Let other people know what in particular is bothersome to you, and then you can work on it. Again, this needs to be done in love, and not hate or resentment. All right, number 10, last thing, start small. Like any new skill, okay, this is a skill set. Setting healthy boundaries is actually a skill set. This actually can be done the wrong way, or it can be done the right way. When it's done the wrong way, you're going to cause more bitterness, animosity, resentment. Okay, you're going to cause all kinds of problems if you don't have the skill set to create healthy boundaries in a loving way. Okay, if you don't have that effective communication, if you already have miscommunication issues, listen, this is why I do what I do. This is why I like coaching people so that I can help them through these things. And the funny thing is coaches need coaches, right? I was just telling Jeremy, like, I'm thinking about hiring a coach again because I feel like I've gotten a little bit off course or a little bit off track, and setting healthy boundaries takes courage, practice, and support. Okay. It just does. Build upon your own success. Don't feel overwhelmed about it, right? You just do it. You just do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reiterate. Number one on setting healthy boundaries was name your limits. Number 2, tune into your feelings. Number 3, be direct. Number 4, give yourself permission. Number 5 was practice self-awareness. Number 6 was consider your past and present. Okay. Number 7 was make self-care a priority. Number 8 was seek support. Number 9, be assertive. And number 10, start small. Okay. So those were all of those things in a nutshell as far as being in a position to set those healthy boundaries, right? Being in a position to understand that it's okay, all right, that we have to do this sometimes, but it's also not okay if you're not doing it the right way. Because again, do you want to cause more bitterness, anxiety, pressure in your relationships around you? You can also start small and set a healthy boundary with people out there in the world, right? We talk about people that maybe attack us like, oh, you didn't wear your mask or you need a vaccine or whatever. You know what? I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your input, but that's not for me, right? And you walk away kindly. That's setting a healthy boundary out there. Okay. So setting healthy boundaries is not hard to learn. It's not hard to put into practice, into place. Listen, I also said that I learned through coaching too. When I have a consistent flow of clients, my mind is sharp and my mind's on point. Why is that? Because we get to learn together. We learn from other people. Coaches actually learn from coaching themselves, right? Coaching other people, and they grow in that. So that's another way, absolutely. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and share my sponsor. I absolutely love who they are and what they stand for. If you guys are not supporting small businesses, please support small businesses. They are the lifeline of our economy, friends. And if we don't do our part and we don't stand for we the people, listen, we the people is not the freaking government. So if anybody heard Biden's speech on that, I heard that going around, and then I heard saw the little clip. We the people is not the government. We the people are the American people, are the people in the that are legal in the United States of America. We the people. Okay, so we have to stand up for what's right. We have to do our part. And one of doing our part is supporting small businesses like All Metal Roofing Specialists, you guys. These guys are amazing. Lisa and Neil put God first, family second, business third. If you need or you know someone that needs a roof or new siding, okay, don't go any further than All Metal Roofing Specialists, you guys. These guys will take care of you. They will they are honorable. They are respectful. They do come out and do free consultations. You can actually save up to 40% on your energy bills with these guys because of the material that they use. You will also be able to have a roof and siding that will last you 2 to 3 times longer than a regular roof and regular siding. It also acts as a bug repellent. Okay. They do free consultations. They will come on out. They will take a look. You can contact them at 717-933-7044. Or you can visit their website at allmetalroofs.com. Again, that's allmetalroofs.com. They're located in Berks County, Pennsylvania. In Wilmersdorf, they have a showroom. So you can also head on over to their showroom and take a look at what they have to offer. And the other really cool thing is you can actually save money, increase the value of your home, and save money on your homeowner's insurance. So lots of benefits to these guys. And again, they will take care of you. They are a small business and they have high quality products. Again, contact Lisa and Neil, or if you know someone, please pass this information along at 717-933-7044. All right. And here we are. Okay, so we're going to read the Bible, the devotion for today, and then we're going to go ahead and end the live for today, or end my morning show for today. Today's devotion is because of Jesus' sacrifice, we can approach God with confidence. Today, let's take a closer look at why that is. For there is one God and one mediator between God and mankind, the man Christ Jesus. 1 Timothy 2:5. And it says, reflecting Jesus. The devotion is, I love cream in my coffee. I never drink my coffee black. Whenever I pour myself a cup of coffee, I always add the white cream and mix it together. At that point, a union has occurred. I once had black coffee and white cream, but now I have brown coffee. If I take the coffee with me into my office, the cream comes too. If I take the cream with me into my den, the coffee comes too. Nothing can separate these two once they have been joined. Jesus Christ brings all things together in heaven and on earth. God's will is to bring everything together in the Messiah. Paul stated in this way in the book of Colossians, he is before all things, and by him all things hold together. Colossians 1:17. As I preach, I often repeat things to emphasize a point. Parents often do the same thing with their children. Paul did just that in Ephesians 1. And in quotes, in him is verse 7. In quotes, in him, verse 9. And in quotes, in the Messiah, verse 10. And again, in him, verse 10. Okay? In him, the one who stands exalted like no other. You will discover both the fullness and the summation of everything you will ever need in heaven and on earth. It's all there in him. Everything you need for victorious living is in Jesus. So we so often forfeit Jesus' power and authority simply because we do not remain in him. Colossians 1:13 tells us, God has rescued us from the domain of darkness and transferred us into the kingdom of the Son he loves. You used to belong to Satan's kingdom, but now, as a believer, you are part of a new kingdom, and Jesus Christ is its king. Satan can do nothing to remove you from God's kingdom, but he will do his best to get you to ignore the kingdom rule of Jesus Christ. How can this happen in the life of a Christian? It happens when we participate in church on Sunday under one kingdom, but go out into the world Monday through Saturday and function under the influence of another kingdom. It happens when we study the Bible in one kingdom, but socialize in another kingdom. Maybe believers participate in this flip-flopping and then wonder why they don't have victory in their lives. Satan is influencing believers because they are yielding the power to him, not because of any rightful authority he has, but simply because of a failure to align their thoughts and decisions under the lordship of Jesus Christ. By not exalting Jesus Christ to the proper place in our lives, homes, and churches, the first place he deserves, we miss out on the benefits of his covering. Do you want the benefits he provides to his people? Then remain in him and reflect him in all you do. So there you go. Prayer for today is, Jesus, thank you for being my constant source of strength. Thank you for offering up yourself on my behalf. I don't deserve you, but I am so grateful that I have you in my life. Please continue to change the way that I think and draw me closer to you. I want more of your presence. In Jesus' name, amen. And it says, the ransom for all people, for there is one God and one mediator between God and mankind, and the man Christ Jesus, who gave himself as a ransom for all people. This has now been witnessed to at the proper time. 1 Timothy 2. So that's interesting. We don't think about it as Christians, right? We remain in him. But if we don't remain in him, there's bitterness, anger, resentment, right? Short-temperedness, all of that actually comes out. The other thing that happens is, we start to sin and things that we've already been convicted on. I'm guilty of that. Anybody else? And then more bitterness, anger, and resentment set in because of that. And we become bitter, right? So it's time that we lead back and we go back to the basics. What is that? The first thing in the morning should not be this thing on your phone. This should not be the first thing that you reach for in the morning, unless your alarm's on it. I should probably start setting my regular clock alarm next to my bed so I don't touch that thing, right? Because that's reality. This should not be the first thing that we wake up to in the morning. The first thing that we should be doing in the morning, and again, I'm guilty of this and I'm calling myself out on this, is we should be dropping to our knees in prayer. In that moment, immediately, as soon as we roll out of bed, that's what we should be doing. Right? Or we should be laying there praying and then get out of bed. Keep your phone away. That should not be the first thing that we reach for in the morning at all. First thing that we should go to in the morning is him and him alone, and he is not on technology. Okay? Unless you are going to pick up that phone and the first thing that you look at is the daily devotion. That should pop up on your screen like mine does as an alert in the morning. You're like, read me, right? So, habits, boundaries, healthy habits. What are we doing to create those healthy habits? I can tell you I'm going to start to make some healthy habit changes. I'm going to be getting back to reading the daily devotion first thing in the morning, dropping on my knees in prayer. Another thing that is very important that we need to be doing is journaling. What are we thankful for? Every single morning with our coffee, we should be jotting that down. If you're a coffee drinker, I'm a coffee drinker, clearly. But writing down, what are you thankful for? What is it that you are thankful for today? And I'm talking about writing down 5 things that you are currently thankful for and 5 things that you want to speak that you are thankful for, speaking it into existence, acting as though it is already, speaking it into existence. Because the reality is that our subconscious does not know the difference between what's real right now and what didn't happen yet. Okay. It has no idea. Only your conscious mind knows. So your goal is to reprogram that sucker called the subconscious. Right. So anyway, I hope you guys got something out of it. Please be mindful, again, that you're not, doing this out of not having wisdom, right? Because we all need coaches. And that's the reality. And speaking of being a coach, if you are struggling, getting over your fears, finding your confidence, maybe you're not sure what your purpose is yet. Maybe you are struggling with setting healthy boundaries and you need further coaching on that. Or maybe you're struggling with a work-life family balance and time management. Or maybe you are looking to get your business up and running and you're not sure. Book a free call, a free breakthrough call. It's free. Go on my website, findyourpurposeandshine.com. There's 6 questions to answer, and then we can talk more one-on-one and see what I can do to help you in getting you over that hump. It's what I love to do. It's my passion. I absolutely love helping people. As far as the morning show, guys, I stream live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning at 8 a.m. here on YouTube and on Facebook. So with that being said, you guys, I pray for you every single day. God bless every single one of you. My prayers are with you always. And I will see you all again Friday or Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. See you all then. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Love you.